What is going on? Today we are going over some powerlifting slang and powerlifting terminology that you may not know. And I am here to educate you on all of the terminology and all of the slang so that you can go into any powerlifting gym and know what you're talking about and not have to worry about looking like an outsider whenever you're beginning powerlifting. So let's hop right in. We have a couple different topics to go over. It's going to be form and technique, training, and powerlifting culture. Those are the three topics that will deep dive in the definitions. So let's start with form and technique. I gathered this list from AI, Gemini to be specific, asked them to give me popular terminology that beginner powerlifters might not know and would want to know. So let's hop into first topic, training. First phrase is ATG, better known to ass to grass. This is squatting low enough, squatting to depth, getting your butt as low as possible, below parallel, so that your lift counts on the platform and in the gym as a whole. And next we have leg drive. Leg drive is pushing through your legs to initiate the squat, the bench, or the deadlift. Bench use leg drive too. If you're not using leg drive during bench, you're benching incorrectly. We then have arch. Whenever someone talks about an arch, they're talking about their lower back being lifted up off the bench while bench pressing. The bigger your arch, the less range of motion, the more weight you can stack on, because that's how human bodies work. Sticking point, that's the part of the lift that you get stuck in, that you struggle to get out of. Some people on the deadlift, for example, it's at their knees. They can't get it past there. Some people on the squat, they get stuck in the hole. Some people on bench, they get stuck on their chest. It's just the point where you struggle the most in your lift. So form and technique, super straightforward. We'll dive into training. The phrase singles or doubles or triples, what does that mean? That's the reps you're doing in the sets. If you're hitting a single on the bench press, you're hitting it for 1 rep. A double is 2 reps, a triple is 3 reps. The number of repetitions that you do at a specific weight. RPE, I've talked about this one a ton. It is the most important thing whenever it comes to powerlifting. It's rating of perceived exertion. It's how we judge our lifts, our workouts as a whole, and specific exercises. We usually work from the 5 to 8 RPE range. Think of it as a scale of 1 to 10. 1 out of 10 being it was easy, you could do it in your sleep. 10 out of 10 is the most effort that you had, trying absolutely 100%. We have up next periodization. That is planning of specific training phases. This is how you become a great powerlifter, is through periodization. You cannot just be building the entire year or cutting the entire year. You have to have periods in which you plan your mesocycle around. That brings to the next thing, mesocycle, which is a specific period of training. You could be going through a 4-week mesocycle, which is a part of your macrocycle. Macrocycle is your training for a full year. Mesocycle is your training for a specific time of year. If you're in competition prep, that is a mesocycle. If you're in a mass phase, that is a mesocycle. Usually lasts anywhere from 4 to 12 weeks. And that all has to do with periodization. Volume is the total amount of reps, weights, everything that you are doing in a workout. Reps, weights, sets, the total amount lifted in a workout. Intensity is the rate in which you were lifting, the weight that you were lifting. The weight used for specific exercises is intensity. If you were lifting at a low intensity, you're probably doing lighter weight for a little bit less reps, maybe higher reps. If you're lifting at high intensity, it is a lot of weight for typically lower reps. Deload week is a planned recovery week. Usually you cut your training intensity in half. So if you were doing 300 pounds on the back squat, you are now doing 150 pounds for the same amount of repetitions and taking it slow. It's a way to actively recover your body, not lose any muscle, limit fatigue, and skyrocket success. And having to do with training, we have grinder. Not that dating app that you're on, I know. It's a tough rep. If that rep's like, oh, that rep's a grinder, that was a struggle to get it through. Typically used in like singles. If you see someone like grinding a single, you'll know whenever it's a grinder. And you'll know personally, whatever it's a grinder. So this brings to powerlifting culture. PR, also known as personal record. It's the heaviest weight or the most reps you've ever done in a specific lift. We have gym PRs and platform PRs in powerlifting. The best you've ever lifted in the gym compared to the best you've ever lifted on platform. Two very different things. That is what it has to do. We have bomb. That is failing all of your attempts in a competition. If you went 0, 4, 9 in a competition, you bombed out, and sucks to suck. You walk out of there with your tail between your legs, and hopefully you get them next time. The next up is 9 for 9. That is a perfect score. That means you went 9 for 9 in your competition. You hit every single one of your attempts perfectly, got 3 white lights every single time, and you absolutely crushed that competition, and you should be proud of yourself. We have Wilks score up next. That is a formula that compares your total lift to your body weight for ranking purposes. So in some competitions, you have a winner in each weight class / division, and then you have an overall winner based on weight compared to body weight. Most of the time, it is a female lifter that wins that, because some female lifters are absolutely insane. I know at my competition that I just did, the local competition, the best Wilks score was a female lifter. It was something insane. I'm not going to throw any numbers out there, but she crushed it. Amazing job to her. Meet day is the day of your powerlifting competition. It's the day you decide to compete. We call them powerlifting comp, powerlifting competition, comp day, meet day, powerlifting meet, a bunch of different slang terms for the day of your competition. We have hype man or hype woman. This is someone who motivates you, encourages you, has your back, is your motivation for either the competition or in the gym as a whole. And then that leads me into handler. That is someone who controls your numbers, attempts, warm-up, and mentality through competition. It's usually your coach. If you have a handler, that usually means that you are coached by someone, and they are in there helping you out, helping you warm up, get the right numbers, and making sure you hit those numbers on platform, keeping your mentality in the right spot. Hopefully they're a good coach and a good handler, and will absolutely help you destroy your competition. That is what I have right now whenever it comes to powerlifting slang, some of the terminology that you'll use and hear in powerlifting and in powerlifting gyms. If I forgot anything, please let me know in the comments down below. I would love to do an updated version of this, hopefully sometime in the future, and fill in all the gaps that I missed. If you all did enjoy, like the video, hit subscribe. I'm releasing content like this every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday about powerlifting, and trying to get as many people involved in the powerlifting culture as I can. So if you did enjoy, hit that like button, and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.